For more than 50 years, there's been one place synonymous with investing in hospitality trainers. Today, Chart is known across the restaurant and hotel industry as the place where companies send their trainers, and where trainers themselves go to learn, share, grow, and care. But it didn't start out that way. Chart was born in 1970, out of the idea that there needed to be a place for trainers to go to learn from each other. At the time, nothing like that existed.
Chart was Chet Hall's idea. He was the executive director of training for the National Restaurant Association. And so in 1971, he got together with a number of training leaders, Howard Johnson's, Hilton, Holiday Inn, Sheraton, the big ones, at the National Restaurant Show. And they agreed that they would meet later that year. So their first meeting was, when they incorporated, was 1971 in Montreal. Many times the companies that we worked for actually bankrolled a lot of the Chart expenses. And oftentimes at conferences, our spouses and children would help with the last minute collating and stuffing the binders.
From those humble beginnings, Chart expanded, providing value for the companies that sent their employees and for the trainers themselves. So much so that word began to spread, inviting new folks to experience Chart firsthand.
One of the first things my new boss said to me when I moved to Kansas City and started working, she says, "You have to join Chart." I'm like, okay, my boss tells me I have to do this. I'm going to do this. She says, the first thing you have to do is go to the hospitality suite. And I said, I'm thinking to myself, my boss is telling me to go to this conference and go to the hospitality suite first. So I said, this must be pretty good.
In order for someone to learn, someone else has to share. Since its inception, Chart has curated what's shared based on feedback from its members. This member-led curation is what has allowed Chart to maintain its relevance and has made it home to some of the biggest names in hospitality. The leadership books that are commonplace today tested at Chart in the 80s. The technology driving shifts in today's learning, we've been tracking it since the 90s. COVID response and the evolution of health standards, Chart has been there every step of the way.
Ken Blanchard came to our meeting in Monterey in 1978, and he used us as a test drive for his situational leadership game. Don Kirkpatrick from the University of Wisconsin with the 4 levels of measuring training impact.
One of the story from that conference, it was in Sandestin, Florida, and we were there right before a hurricane. And Marcus Buckingham, this was in the days before he was Marcus Buckingham, he was supposed to speak. He couldn't get on a plane. Flights had been canceled. The person that was in charge of all the speakers got him on a phone. This was before cell phones. Got him on a phone. And the whole presentation he did with her holding the receiver for the telephone up to a microphone at the podium. But I think there's all those touch points, either in the restaurant world, in the training industry, or even in just the world itself. Charts always seem to be in touch with current events, current trends. And I think that goes to the members and the people that were on the board at a particular time or planning the conference at a particular time.
What's cool about Chart is that it is a volunteer-led organization. We've got volunteers that step up because they care so much about our industry and about their training community that they're a part of, that we want to get involved and we want to continue to push the envelope and to figure out what's new and improved and how do we maintain that competitive edge.
Chart has been more than trends in the industry. It's been the home of competencies for hospitality trainers, providing the structure and the training to evolve the function of training itself.
I think the thing that was a turning point for Chart was the development of a competency model that provided career paths development for members.
Beyond any single conference, training topic, or solution in the past 50 years, what we're most proud of is the impact Chart has made on the companies that have invested in us, on the hospitality industry we love so much, and on the trainers themselves, who have spent years investing in others and get so much more in return for themselves as a result.
Everything good that has happened to me professionally in the last 23 years has happened because of my membership in Chart.
While we don't know exactly what Chart will look like 50 years from now, we do know this. Its members will chart the way forward by learning, sharing, growing, and caring together.